Good afternoon, Professor. I've been struggling with expanding my English vocabulary, and I was hoping you could help me. Good afternoon. Vocabulary is indeed crucial for language learning. What methods have you tried so far in your studies? I mostly rely on flashcards and reading articles online, but I feel it's not enough. Sometimes I still can't remember the words when I need to use them. Those are great starting points. Reading exposes you to new words in context, and flashcards are effective for memorization. Have you ever tried using new vocabulary in conversation? Not really. I'm a bit nervous to speak up, especially in a classroom setting or with native speakers. That's completely understandable, but speaking is essential for retention. Try to incorporate new words into conversations with friends or study partners. You could also join a conversation club or language exchange. That sounds helpful. I really want to practice speaking more. What about using language apps or online resources? Are they effective? Yes, language learning apps can be very effective. Apps like Duolingo and Anki are excellent for reinforcing vocabulary through interactive exercises. They allow you to practice at your own pace, and they often include spaced repetition, which helps with long-term retention. I've heard about those. Are there any other fun methods that I can try? Absolutely. You could create a vocabulary game for yourself. For example, take a word you want to learn, write a sentence using it, and then expand that sentence into a short story. This gives you context and personal connection to the word. That's a creative idea. Should I focus on thematic vocabulary? Yes, focusing on thematic vocabulary can be very beneficial. Learning words in themes, such as food, travel, or technology, makes it easier to remember and use them in context. You can even relate them to your personal experiences or interests. That makes sense. What about practicing vocabulary through writing? Writing is another excellent way to reinforce vocabulary. Start a journal or even a blog and make a point to use new words you learn in your entries. It challenges you to think creatively and apply your vocabulary in different contexts. I will definitely start writing more. What about watching movies or shows in English? Does that help? Absolutely. Watching movies, series, or YouTube channels in English is a fantastic way to learn new vocabulary in an entertaining way. Try to watch with subtitles and repeat phrases you hear. It helps with pronunciation and contextual understanding as well. I love that idea. Should I be taking notes while watching? Yes, keeping a notebook handy is a great practice. Jot down any new words, phrases, or expressions you hear and look them up later. Then, try to use those in your writing or speaking practice. That's a plan. Are there additional resources you would recommend? Certainly. There are online platforms like Quizlet for making digital flashcards, or BBC Learning English, which offers a variety of resources tailored for vocabulary learning. You could also explore podcasts or audiobooks for immersive listening. Wow! That's a lot of options. I want to make sure I'm consistent, though. Any tips? Consistency is indeed key. Aim to learn a few new words daily, review them regularly, and try to use them as much as possible. Create a schedule that works for you and stick with it. Set small goals like learning 5 new words each week. Thanks, Professor. I feel much more motivated to tackle my vocabulary now. I really appreciate your guidance. You're very welcome. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any more questions or need further assistance in your journey.